What is good, people? What is good, people? We are back with another live stream. I am excited for this one, man. I'm excited for this one. We are launching the NFL content officially. We did some fantasy football content last week, but we are bringing the actual NFL content this week. And I got some big hitters on the channel with me. Y'all already seen Andy with the soccer content. I got my guy Kenneth here with me too. Listen. This is a great moment. I want y'all to know this is a great moment on the channel. We got, first of all, Kenneth, how you doing, bro? How you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm not doing bad, bro. I'm ready to talk football. You got my guy Andy in here. I'm super excited to hear about his teams and the league. So, and we got football next week, man. We had a great college football. No, we're not college football. Last week was pretty nice. So, expecting a good season this year.
100%. Andy, my guy, you're almost a regular on this channel at this point. You're almost a regular at this point. So, how you feeling, bro?
I like talking ball, man. I like talking ball. I mean, Kenneth's right. We got a little college football, wet the beak a little bit. Now the real football comes. And just for everyone out there, this trio of people have been talking football for, I think, 7 years now.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah.
So we go back for a while. So it's going to be fun. We've got a lot of history here. I'm so excited.
I'm excited for this one, man. Guys, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I know most people who follow me for the soccer content, but we're expanding, man. So this is the start of something new. You know what I'm saying? We're bringing different type of content to this channel. I'm not trying to limit myself. So you know what I'm saying? I got to bring people who know different sports. Kenneth knows football. Andy knows football. I know football. And we got an AFC specific preview for y'all today. We're talking everything AFC football. We're going to make sure to get done before 10 o'clock. You feel me? And where do I start? Obviously in the AFC last season, Kansas City were the champions. My Baltimore Ravens took the most, arguably one of the most heartbreaking L's of my life last season. That was got to be top three in my life. Probably is between that and the Billy Cundiff missed field goal versus Tom Brady. It's those two. So top two losses of my life as a football fan. So we're gonna start with the AFC West though, because we're talking Chiefs. The Chiefs are the reigning Super Bowl champs. They're looking to three-peat. This is Kenneth's division. This division is tasty this season though. Like we got the component of obviously the Chiefs looking to three-peat. We got Jim Harbaugh, fresh from college football, back in the NFL.
He's back.
Yeah. Listen, Jim Harbaugh is no slouch. He had a huge, amazing NFL run with the 49ers, made it to a Super Bowl, lost to my Baltimore Ravens. But it's okay. He's back in the NFL with the Chargers and Justin Herbert. And Kenneth, first of all, Kenneth, how are you feeling about that? I want to get your thoughts on that. Like, how are you feeling about Jim Harbaugh, the Chargers, all of that? Tell me.
Yeah, Temi, I'm ecstatic. I think that's the best word to sum it up. We have an adult in the room, right? We have an adult in the room. And I haven't felt like that. I was talking to my friends, but I was talking to the homies. And it's we haven't felt like that. I haven't had like a real adult maybe since North Turner. You know what I mean? And that's so long ago. Like someone who's in the room that knows what they're doing. And you have faith that it's going to change it around, right? And we're kind of turning into Baltimore West. I'm not too big a fan of that one, but we're signing people, man. We are signing people. We got Tescalo out of there, and that's good. So I'm really excited for the season. I think going into what you're saying though is it's the NFL's an arms race, man. Like it's an arms race. We're doing good, but Denver had Sean Payton 2 years ago. I think Sean Payton's obviously a Hall of Fame coach. Finally got rid of Russ. Let's see what Bo Nix can do. And then you got Kansas City, right? You got the Raiders as well. I'm not too worried about them, right? I think they're taking a little year off break, right? I think they're looking at the draft, but it's exciting. It's exciting. AFC West is going to be football all week.
Yeah,
all year, really.
Absolutely. Andy, the Raiders. What are you telling me, bro?
Look, Gardner Minshew led our team for the whole season, and he wasn't expected to. So if you're going into a season expecting to be the backup, and then you're thrust into the starting position, and you still keep the ship above water, it's a whole different story when you go to a different team with a better defense, with arguably better weapons around you, I think people are going to sleep on the Raiders this year.
I mean, Gardner Minshew, I think he's a good backup, right? I think he's not horrible. I rather play Aiden O'Connell than Gardner Minshew, right? Like, so obviously, yeah, Aiden O'Connell's trash. He's trash. Like he's
okay.
Trash. Gardner Minshew is actually serviceable.
You're trying to tank. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Gardner Minshew is actually serviceable, right? Like, I think that's pretty. He's a pretty good guy. But I mean, coming from a Colts fan, it would make sense for them to believe in Antonio Pierce, right? A player coach. You know, I think we all saw what Jeff Saturday did, and I don't know. I'm happy with their coaching decision. Put it that way, right? And I'm happy with their coaching decision.
So that's fair. That's fair. Kenneth, I need an objective opinion here because the Chiefs are looking at three-peat.
Yeah,
it's never been done before. They've added some pieces. Obviously, they've added Hollywood Brown. They brought Juju back. Pacheco's looking to have
another great year.
Another great year. Yeah. Mahomes is the GOAT or the current GOAT.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Defense is also good.
Defense is amazing. Obviously, they're bringing back pretty much everyone. They're young. They're young. Do you feel like? And I want to talk about this division from your perspective, right? Because you are the expert in this division. Like, you know this division better than Andy and I, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there is a chance for the Chargers or the Broncos or the Raiders to get this division realistically?
No, I wish there was. But I mean, let's just be honest here. I think the Chiefs are too good of a team for this year one, right? I mean, year one, I'm a Chargers fan. I think Chargers are the closest when it comes to talent. But we have 1 year Harbaugh, right? I think that's going to be a year we have to go through. We're going to split the series. I kind of predict, right? We do 1-1, but I think Kansas City is just too good. And I think they're on a three-peat chase, honestly. So it's going to be historic. I would love to say someone would be, but I think we need some more time in the West.
Do you worry about Harbaugh's style of play? He's a very run-heavy coach. Do you worry that he's going to hamper Justin Herbert as a quarterback? Because Justin Herbert, he wants to throw the ball. Obviously, you've lost some talent. You lost your best receiver, arguably, in your history. I'm not trying to be funny.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, if you take out Antonio Gates as a receiver, right? Yes.
So does that worry you? Does that, because it's like you gained a lot in terms of coaching cachet, in terms of coaching quality, but maybe you've regressed a bit in terms of skill position talent. Does that where do you land with that?
So a couple thoughts, right? I think one, again, it's good to have an adult in the room. He's proven. Again, Norv Turner's the last great coach, I feel, and that's crazy saying Norv Turner, great coach, right? He's good. He's good. But like, come on, like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's my guy, and as my childhood. So so we have an adult in the room. I think he brings a different type of energy, again, because he's proven, and Chargers have been at the doorstep, I think, a lot of times. And in a sense that obviously we got to go win some we got to win some playoff games and things like that. But we've always had the team. Like, for the longest, we've always had a good team that in the beginning of the year you're saying, what about the Chargers, right? So having that is really important. There's really two fears that I had, though. And one of them is we're kind of going towards a more Greg Roman, obviously, run-heavy offense. So we lost some of our skill players. We lost Keenan Allen, again, one of the best, if not the best receivers in the Chargers history that I've seen, at least. And then Mike Williams, another good one. Josh Palmer is going to be our number one receiver. Which Josh Palmer's good, sneaky good. If you're not watching Chargers game, Josh Palmer's really good. But he's going to be our number one, and I think he's a really good number two. So that being said, we're going to be more run heavy, but I also think that's a positive because we're not going to ask Justin Herbert to win all these games, right? We're going to ask Justin Herbert. He's a great quarterback, and we're going to ask him to be great when we need him to, not the full. How long are games? I'm about to say 48 minutes. Is that how long an NFL game is or NBA? I'm thinking Celtics, right? But yeah, you know what I mean, right? Like, we're not going to ask Justin Herbert to win the full game for us, right? We're going to have a great defense, and we're going to have a great running game, and Justin Herbert's going to have to make the key plays.
Can I ask you something, Kenneth? Because ever since Justin Herbert's came in the league, I've felt like it is the opposite of what you just said. Like that the Chargers have had to rely on him too much. And I do
100%.
think
Real quick, that's what I am saying.
Yes, exactly. Like prior to Harbaugh coming in, I think it was just like, hey, we got this superstar quarterback, go win me a game, as opposed to what's the best way to win this game. And I think there's a lot of talent on the team. I do think you're right. It's probably 1 year out from being like a real shot at it. But I also think a team that's going to run heavy, that's got two very serviceable running backs and a balanced offense is how you would beat a team like the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Or you try to control possession, try to keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands as much as humanly possible, and then just hope a couple bounces go your way. That's the only way you can actually beat this guy.
No, I agree. And we built the O-line, right? I mean, we first round pick. I think that's really important. So we have 2 first round picks, 2 first round tackles. So we're building for the future. So I think really the Chargers are 1 year out. I would love to be a crazy fan and say, oh, this is our year. But, we got to be a little realistic. Kansas City is really shaping up to be a 3-peat champ.
And I respect the unbiased opinion. This is why I bring these people on the channel. Like I respect the unbiased opinions. I respect the realistic opinions. The Chargers over under is at 8.5. How do you feel about that, Kenneth?
Yeah, I go over. I think maybe that's a cop, but I think it's 9 and 8. I think that's what we see.
That's how it. I would probably say the same thing. Honestly,
yeah.
I'm not even trying to be funny. I think 9 and 8 is right where you should be thinking.
I think there's going to be some growing pains, right? There's going to be some tough games that we lose. There's going to be some tough games that we win. So it's really hard to say, but I think 9 and 8. I would love a 10 and 7. We're getting nice.
That's a great year. That's a great year. I think 10 and 7 would be a fantastic year. I think 9 and 8 is a good building block. And listen, guys, my brothers, I got a good bro who just pulled up. Hey, Andy, Kenneth, this is my guy CK.
Big up.
Knows ball, works for the AKA LA Lakers. This guy knows ball. So just trust and believe we got a hooper here. CK, how you doing, bro?
Bro, I'm chilling. I just seen I was on the timeline scrolling, seen you were alive. I'm like, I've been jonesing for football to come back.
Listen.
I did my division and everything predictions yesterday. I was like, let me just get on and talk ball.
I like it, bro. Wait, who's your team, bro? I don't even know who your team is.
I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. So for the first time in some years, I actually have some sort of something to look forward to in terms of a season. I'm sure that it'll all come crashing and burning like usual, but at least for the first time in probably like 5 years, I have like some sort of hope going into a season.
Nice. Well, we got the NFC preview tomorrow, so you got now that I know that you got to
I got you. But the AFC is by far the more interesting.
No, AFC is 100% the most interesting conference. So Kenneth got 9 and 8 for you got 9 and 8 for
I got over.
Kenneth or Andy, how you feeling about that for the Chargers?
I think that's pretty realistic. I think 10 and 7 gets you in the sniffing the wild card. I don't think 9 and 8 gets you in the playoffs. Yeah. So I feel like that also fits with the Chargers of being good, just missing out, but overall pretty solid season.
Yeah, I would agree with. I think 9 and 8 is right. I think that over is fair. I think that's a good number. 9 and 8. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if I see 10 and 7 because Jim Harbaugh he's a weird one, man. Like when you don't expect things to happen with Jim Harbaugh, that's when they happen. So if I saw a 10 and 7, I would not be shocked. CK, what you feeling about that? Over under on the Chargers, 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, I have them at 10 and 7. Just looking at their schedule, they have a last place schedule, and they have and I think now it's 3 games now that it switches instead of before it was 2. So they have those 3 games I can't remember exactly who they are, but they're very, very winnable.
Yeah, I mean, we got Carolina.
Yeah.
Arizona, I think is one of them.
Yeah.
And New England, right?
Yeah, I think those are the 3. Yeah, New England. So those are like 3 extremely, extremely winnable games right away. And then, as you said, Jim Harbaugh, like I have a lot of faith in his. Just everywhere he's gone, he's shown the ability to transform a program to really inspire. He's just a leader of men. He's an absolute leader of men, and he's gonna play. You saw it with their pick, right? That's obviously like one of the most talented draft pools we've had in a while. They go out and make the right pick. They draft the offensive lineman. They get Joe Alt, and they're gonna run the football. They obviously you look at that wide receiver room, right, and it's like it's very uninspiring. You got Josh Palmer, and I mean I like Ladd McConkey, but like what are we really doing here? So obviously Justin Herbert, he went to my alma mater. I went to University of Oregon, so I'm always rooting for him as well. So I think they're going to be a lot more solid. And I think if there's anyone to reverse this like Los Angeles Chargers curse, my dad grew up in San Diego, so he's a big Chargers fan. And so I've been witnessing his pain for so long watching I know you're a Ravens fan, so I always think about that like 4th and 27 Ray Rice screen against the Chargers that one time. It just like epitomizes the Chargers in my opinion. But yeah, I have the Chargers at 10-7. I think it's going to be a good year for them.
That's fair. So real quick, we'll run through this division. We want to get done before 10. We'll run through this division's over and unders. Kansas City over 11 and a half wins. Is there anyone taking the under on that? Because I am.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's the idea of, right? Are you going off the idea of they're going to pace themselves?
Yes, absolutely.
I just don't feel like that's how you win a three-peat, though. I don't feel like
I don't think they're going to three-peat. I don't think they're going to three-peat. They're not going to three-peat.
You're a Ravens fan.
He has to. You have to remember that Temi has to say these things. He has to convince himself. He's got to believe it.
Let's go. We don't got a lot, but yeah, my fault. I forgot, bro.
It has nothing to do with the Ravens. It has more to do. It has more to do with the fact that one, like in terms of the over. Let's talk about the over/under first.
Yeah,
I genuinely think Travis Kelce's not going to play 17 games. I think he's going to play right around 12 to 13. I really do. I think they're going to pace him. What's the point of playing Travis Kelce 17 games? Seriously. There's literally no point to do that, right?
Well, here's what you're forgetting.
Playing all 17 of those. My bad, Brady.
Exactly. Mahomes is like Brady, where it's like, I know Kelce's a Hall of Fame tight end. He's an unreal pass catcher. The offense is very critical around him, but it doesn't matter when you have someone like Mahomes.
Bro, I'll get 50 yards out there. I'll get 50 yards.
Could go suit up, and Mahomes could still like get a win. I feel so confident.
I hear it. I think they're to a point where they're so good that they're like, it's almost like the NBA. When an NBA team is like, when they know they're going to be in the playoffs, like a LeBron-esque. LeBron would finish 4th and 5th, and he knew he was getting to the finals. I just don't see that. I don't see that in Patrick Mahomes' body. Like, the reason it was last season. They didn't have that good.
That's precisely why, Temi, that I think it's going to be different this season, because their offense was such a struggle last season. I don't know if Mahomes just did this interview with Phil Simms, or not Phil Simms.
I know what you're talking about.
What's his Chris Sims, his son that does the NBC stuff. And he was talking about how much of a struggle the offense was and how frustrating it was, and how he would come back home after games and talk to his wife about they just couldn't figure it out. I think this season they're really going to try and run it back to like trying to have fun, trying to air it out, trying to get more vertical.
Yeah.
Especially with this established run game that they have now. Like, you can't just sit in cover 2 and just dink and dunk over the middle. You have to commit a few more bodies to stop that run game. So I think, especially with the weapons that they brought in, I know Hollywood Brown's hurt, but Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, it doesn't look like he's going to get suspended.
Shut up.
I have the Chiefs going 13-4.
No way.
I think this is the most. I think this is arguably the most complete Chiefs team that we've seen.
No way.
And I think they're really going to establish. I think it really is. I think it really is with defense and offense, because those first years where the offense was so explosive, they obviously have had Chris Jones and a few other guys, but when you look at the defense, I know they lost to Jarius Sneed, but Trent McDuffie's still all pro. Re-signs Chris Jones. Like, I like the linebacking core a lot, and then you have this is the most weapons that Patrick Mahomes has had since he's had those Tyreek teams.
Probably, yeah.
So
real quick on Kansas City. Real quick, Kansas City out the gate. First game, Baltimore. Second game, Cincinnati. You got Atlanta, a new and improved Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to be interesting too. And then you got the Chargers at home, right?
2-2.
I'm just saying, like Baltimore, Cincinnati out the gate. That's tough.
2-2.
You know?
It is. It's definitely tough, but you got to remember who we're talking about here.
They're not beating us on
Against the
Thursday.
Chiefs.
They're not beating us on Thursday. I want to let you know that.
I can easily see you guys winning on Thursday. Easily.
They're not beating us on Thursday. I want to let you know that right now. They're not beating us on Thursday.
I hope they don't.
You better worry less about Thursday and worry about the conference championship game.
Yeah. Listen, we have a long season ahead of us. We're gonna get there. Okay, but listen. Okay, so I guess CK thinks that the over is happening. Yeah. I think it's under.
I got over.
You got over, and you got over. Okay.
I'm going over.
Okay, cool. So real quick, we'll run through the other teams. The Broncos. Listen, the Broncos got some talent. Bo Nix is looking good. He looked good in preseason. What are you feeling about the Broncos? Are you worried at all? Or you think they're gonna be? Their over under is 5.5. That's over. I'm going over on that. You under?
I'm taking the under.
I think that's an interesting one. I think they'll be right in and around there.
I'm going 7 wins. I'm going 7 wins.
I think this is a Bo Nix welcome to the NFL rookie year.
I have them at 5-12 when I looked at their schedule. So I guess I would say I said the under then.
What's Vegas's over under?
5.5. So 6 wins is an over.
Vegas is 5.5 too.
It's 5.5. Yeah, 5.5.
Someone has to be the bottom here, right?
I think Raiders are the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Raiders are the easy bottom.
I'll go over on Denver. I don't think Denver's going to be good.
I think it's 6 or 7 wins. I think 6 or 7 wins is a lock.
7 sounds like a lot on the end, but yeah, I think 6.
I think 7 does sound like a lot.
There's a big difference.
I'm betting on Sean McVay. I'm betting on he has his guys, right? He got rid of Russ. He kind of cleared out the back room. He has 2 good running backs.
Yeah,
right. I think he likes his run. He likes Javonte, Jaleel McLaughlin as a scat back, right? Like I think they have potential. Cortland, like they have the pieces to be better than 5 wins. Better than 5 wins. I think 5 wins. Sean McVay, or not Sean McVay, excuse me.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton, excuse me. I think they got 6 wins in them.
I just think because someone's got to be at the bottom, and I think it's Vegas, right? So I got Vegas on the under.
Vegas is 6.5, by the way. So Vegas is supposed to be 1 game ahead. Because if it was 5.5, I would have emptied the clip on that over.
Yeah, FanDuel is saying minus 142 over 5.5.
For Las Vegas?
FanDuel, yeah, win totals. Yeah, I'm looking at.
They do have the NFC South this year. The AFC West does.
Yeah. That helps. That helps. I did not know that, so that helps. And then Raiders. There's no need to talk about the Raiders, honestly. I
don't know. Andy's got a hot take. I think he's feeling good about them, right? Is that
nobody say what are you feeling about the Raiders?
Dude, I think there's no doubt in my mind Denver is going to be the bottom of this division. I think the Raiders. I think the Raiders could finish second in the division.
The over/under is 6.5.
Second's outrageous.
The over/under is 6.5. The over/under is 6.5 for the Raiders. So Vegas says the bottom team is Denver.
Yeah. No, I got Denver above Vegas, so I got under on Vegas.
Me too. So I got the under on Vegas for sure.
I don't know, man. Minshew played his balls off last
listen, I like Minshew, but the talent he has is awful.
Devontae is quite an upgrade from Pittman.
I mean, yes, I hear that, but I'm talking about like
let's talk coaching too. Coaching is going to be big too.
Yeah, Antonio is vibes, man. I wish him
great vibes.
It's vibes, bro. It's not coaching. Listen, it's vibes. So
Jacoby Myers just always finds a way to just get it.
Listen, I would if I didn't auto draft yesterday, and I'm so pissed about that. He would have been on my team. He would have been on my team. So yeah, I feel that. Let's move on to Andy's division. The AFC South. This is gonna be an interesting division. And so for those of you who don't know, Andy is always down on the Colts. Every year before each season, I'm like good on the Colts, and Andy's like, fuck no, we're gonna finish with 5 wins. And we're always I'm always right about it though. I'm the one who's right.
You're right.
What did you guys finish last season?
9 games.
You predicted like 4 or 5 wins last season.
Hey, if you miss out on the playoffs, you're not even playing in the real game.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't
Even matter. It's honestly a worse season if you finish 9-8 versus 4-13.
Andy always
Not
predicts
first or last.
Andy always predicts the Colts are going to finish like 4 wins, 5 wins, and they're always they're always a borderline wild card team every year, every single year.
And that's the problem, Timmy, is when you finish just good enough to miss the playoffs but not get a good draft pick, it's just a cycle of mediocrity.
It's not great. It's not great. But let's talk about I'm gonna go to Andy real quick. I want you to give your assessment. Obviously, no Gardner Minshew, but you're bringing back the top 4 pick of the draft before, and Anthony Richardson. Jonathan Taylor's healthy to start the season. You've added some talent in receiver depth. I'm sure you can explain the other pieces you've added. How are you feeling to start the season?
So the local media here in Indiana will tell you this is like the best year since like going into a luck year. What's even more worrisome is the national media is also starting to hop on that bandwagon of watch out for the Colts. They could be dangerous. Based on what?
Don't do this, Andy. You
do it every year.
Are you serious?
You do this every year.
No more. Our absolute ceiling, literally, if everything goes according to plan, we're getting 10 wins. Realistically,
that's good.
Realistically, that's absolute best case. Like
that could win you the division.
But Timmy's best case scenario is winning the Super Bowl. So let's put that into perspective.
I'm with you.
My team is all. I always say the Colts. I always say the Colts are going to make the playoffs. That's what I do. I'm like,
don't.
So you're saying, but you're saying, Andy, that the national media is just like taking it too far, saying yet you're like a contender when you're really just like a good team.
I think we're an average team. I think we're a 7-win team.
7 wins is crazy.
Hammer the under for our team. So let me just make sure we're all on the same page. We've got a quarterback who's supposed to be the guy. He played in 4 games last year. 4.
Yeah.
His biggest knock coming out of college was his durability and can he play. He proved all those naysayers correct last year. We now have a second-year rookie, essentially. And I thought about this the other day. We don't even know if he's good or not. We have not seen enough to determine if he actually is even a good quarterback or bad quarterback. He doesn't have enough tape. He's played in like 15 games since high school. Like, I am just – Richardson could just genuinely be bad. Like, he might just not be a good quarterback.
Those fantasy numbers were crazy.
I don't know. He was kind of – I think he was playing – you don't think he played well in those games, though? I think for expectations, he played pretty damn well. I do understand like the durability.
In the draft, I feel like expectations should be pretty.
But I think he was touted to be much more of a project, and then he came in and like was kind of like instantly like good.
I think Indiana's got coaching too. I think you guys got the coaching. Like last year, Coach proved a lot, right? With backup quarterback.
I think Steichen. I'm the biggest takeaway of last year was Steichen's clearly the guy.
Yeah. But, so I think you guys got that advantage as well,
Plus, you guys got a good roster, don't you think? I mean, you added DeForest Buckner.
Andy always undersells his roster, bro. Every season,
bro. You have okay. It's all gonna come down to Anthony Richardson, obviously, like the ceiling of the team. Like if he really is like the guy, like you guys can make the playoffs and like potentially make some noise. But even if he's just like.
Our defense was worse in the division, and this is my thought process going into this year. We're already hunting for the wild card. I think Houston's going to take the division by a few games. I think Jacksonville and Tennessee. I think it's either us and Tennessee for who finishes last.
Not buying it. Listen, Jacksonville, Fugazi. I'm letting you know right now. Fugazi. Jacksonville. They do this every year. The Trevor Lawrence hype. I am not buying Trevor Lawrence for 1 second. I'm sorry. They've tried to crown this guy for 2 or 3 years. He hasn't done it. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. His offensive line, mind you, has not improved that much. I think they're touting his offensive line to be in the 20s. Like I think Pro Football Focus had them in the 20s or early or late teens. Andy, I'm letting you know right now. I think you're thinking like Trevor Lawrence, ETN. They drafted Brian Thomas. They kept, I think you're thinking of in that vein of Trevor Lawrence is going to take that step, bro. If you were going to take, what are you thinking? Tell me what you're thinking.
I'm thinking about how they stack up against us.
You're better than them. The talent is equivalent.
2 years ago, we were in a Week 17 winning. You're in the playoffs game. We lost to Jacksonville. Last year, we were in a Week 17 winning. You're in game against Houston. We lost to Houston.
Houston's better.
We are a laughing stock in the division. We haven't won shit.
That's harsh.
Our
Andy.
GM,
so harsh.
Chris Ballard has been GM going into his 8th season now. If you guys think the Colts are such a good team, how many AFC titles does he have in his 8 years?
So I'm not. Listen, this is the thing.
0.
We're talking about this team right now, though. We're not talking about.
So CK, let me explain to you, Andy. Right, like Andy and I are like we talk before every season, right? Every season, and Andy is always like, "We're gonna win 4 games," and I'm like, "Y'all are gonna win 9 or 10."
Yeah.
Every year, and it's always somewhere in between that.
Yeah.
It's always somewhere like in the. I think you're being too harsh, Andy. I really do. I think it's almost like a mental thing where you have to be harsh so that
Yeah,
So
it's a
don't
reverse
mechanism.
psychology.
yeah, you don't want to over like do it so that you don't get disappointed.
All my takes are just based on what I see. Like, we are just mediocre. We've been literally mediocre for coming on a full decade now. Mediocre. Why would I expect anything to change with a quarterback that we haven't seen play?
Yeah, I mean, I think I totally get you there, Andy. I think it's more you and Jacksonville are fighting for the wild card, essentially. Not you and Tennessee are at the bottom. I think you're closer to Jacksonville. I think you and Jacksonville are fighting for 2-3 instead of you being 4.
It's not you and Tennessee at the bottom.
Yeah.
No way. I think you and Jacksonville are, and I think you get them. By the way, I don't know if you make the playoffs. I wouldn't say you make the. I think your over under is. Let me pull it up real quick. Your over under is 8.5. I think you get 9 wins. You think it's under?
Dude, I'm telling you.
Like the roster is good though. The roster is pretty good.
You're out on Anthony Richardson.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's basically.
He's
got to be your out.
They talk about his arm ability and his running ability and how big he is size, but the best ability is availability. That is proven in the NFL.
But
1 year, man. 1 year.
One year.
I think they're gonna. If he gets hurt again this year, then we can talk about it. But I think they're gonna take a lot of that, or they're gonna at least coach him out of that, like sliding more, like getting out of those more design runs. Like Jonathan Taylor's fresh this year, so he can run the ball a little bit more. Behind that, your offensive line is elite as it gets. It's one of the best. I think the run game is going to be really good. You obviously add Adonai Mitchell, who's going to be more of a vertical threat. Then you have the high volume receiver in Micah Pittman. I think the defense got better. Like Kenny Moore a lot. Like I think you guys have pieces.
Our secondary is ass. ASS ass. I like when we play Houston on Sunday. Stroud's going for 400.
I mean, I think a lot of secondaries are going to struggle against that wide receiving core. To be honest,
Yeah, man.
That
receiving core is top 3 in the league.
Yeah.
But Andy got some twice, is what he's saying. I got him twice.
Dude, we are going to get. We'll make Trevor Lawrence look good. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm telling you, our secondary is a real big problem.
All right, so let's look real quick. Let's look at Jacksonville's over under is 8.5. I'm taking the under. 8 wins. 8 wins for Jacksonville. That's what I'm taking. 8 wins.
Yeah, I'll take under.
I'll take the under on that. And then who Texans? I mean, listen, I think we can all agree the Texans are going to be the best team. I don't.
Yeah.
Over 9.5 wins. I see 10 wins.
I'll take the over.
I'll take the over on that.
I'm going 11-6. I have the Jags going 10-7.
No, bro. No,
yeah,
absolutely not. Absolutely.
I'm drinking the Trevor Lawrence Kool-Aid.
I'm not drinking the Trevor Lawrence. The Trevor Lawrence. I'm tired of the Trevor Lawrence Kool-Aid.
No, man. But you got it. He was hurt. He was hurt last year. He was hurt.
His offensive line has not improved.
But
that's fine. We got the talent. We got the talent. We're good.
They got that kid out of LSU. No one's
Brian
talking
Thomas
about
Jr.
Yeah,
Brian Thomas Jr. That's his.
Nice.
He's
So
gold.
I'm gonna listen. I will defer to you guys because you guys watch more college football than me. I'm not gonna.
He's
I
nice.
won't argue that.
He's
But
gold.
but if your offensive line hasn't improved, you have ETN, who is obviously a really good running back, but you expect him to stay healthy again with that type of line? I doubt it. Tank, what's it? Tank Bigsby, or I think it's Tank Bigsby. They're saying that he hasn't improved at all. He hasn't taken a step. Like, I'm just not seeing where
So,
the.
so this is like it's like predictions of injuries, right? And
I just don't
if
see.
Trevor Lawrence plays a full season, how you feel?
No. I'm saying Trevor Lawrence. I don't think he's gonna. People are talking about him as if he's gonna be this top 5, top 6 QB. I don't see it.
We just say you make the
Doesn't
wild
have to
card.
be. He
You can
doesn't
make
have
a
to be,
wild
though.
card.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think in order for
top
them
10.
to make. I think in order for them to make the wild card, he's gonna need to be a top QB.
I think when he's
really
been
do.
healthy, I think when he's
I
been
don't think that
healthy,
roster's that bad. Yeah, I don't think
the
the
roster's
that
good.
bad.
They have a great Christian Kirk, Brian Thomas Jr., and I don't know how you guys feel about Gabe
If you have
Davis,
if you have less than 2 seconds to throw the ball, it does not matter who your receivers are.
his line isn't that. It's not that.
It's bad. It's in the late teens to early 20s of O lines. It's bad.
They got
It's
an
a
easier,
battle line.
they got an easier strength of schedule too, obviously too. So
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, we'll
They
see.
get to play us twice in
I'm out
Tennessee.
on the Jags. I'm out on the Jags.
I've never seen a fan so low on a good team.
I hate where we're at right now. Frank.
How can you hate where you're at? I would kill to be where you're at.
CK, I'm letting you know right now. CK, I'm letting you know right. He does this every year, every single year, and he does this shit every year. He's like 4 wins, and they end up winning like 8 or 9. It's like, come on, stop.
I also like my whole life was like I grew up on Peyton, then Peyton turned into Luck,
Exactly. It's
and
the
then
Peyton
post
thing.
Luck,
spoiled.
it's just been
You're spoiled. You're spoiled. That's what it is.
yeah,
You're-
Philip for one season. You got to get blessed
and
by
Matt
that.
Ryan.
Yeah. I don't care about Matt Ryan, but Philip Rivers. Yeah, yeah, my goat.
All right. We're gonna move to the next division. We're gonna move to my division. We're gonna move to my division real quick. Let me pull up my notes. I don't know where they just went. AFC North. Listen, this is gonna be. I think this is gonna be the most difficult division in the whole NFL. I really believe that. This is I think easily the most difficult division in the NFL. The Ravens have won this division multiple years in a row. Obviously, Joe Burrow has had some injury issues. When he's been healthy, Joe Burrow has been fantastic in the playoffs. There's no arguing that. Before I even say anything about my division, I want to get y'all's thoughts. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
No, your team's elite. It's okay. You can say it. Your team's
All right, let me
elite.
talk my shit. It's about. All right, thank you. Listen, that's all I need to hear. This is a bounce back season. Listen. Last season, especially I know what we're gonna do in the regular season. We're gonna win games. We're gonna win games in the regular season. We'll finish with 11 or 12 wins. I think that's a lock. I genuinely do. The Bengals, the Bengals have not been a great regular season team. Even when they've gone far, like when they've gone to the Super Bowl, when they've gone to AFC championships, they haven't had great regular seasons. So Lamar understands this regular season shit. He knows how to win in the regular season. I think last year's experience was the ultimate learning lesson. In terms of, I think he tried to be someone he wasn't when he should have been himself. He should have ran the football more. There was very childish mistakes by Zay Flowers. Listen, I don't want to relive that moment. I think what's going to happen this season is we're going to have another year in the offense, an offense that that was new last season. We're going to have 2 years under that system. We've added some talent. Obviously, Derrick Henry in the backfield as opposed to Gus Edwards is a exponential upgrade. No respect to Gus, by the way. Listen, I love Gus Edwards. 9 years as a Raven.
He's no Derrick Henry, though.
But he's no Derrick Henry. I'm sorry. So having Derrick Henry is a huge upgrade. We've got receiver talent this year that I'm happy about. Mark Andrews hopefully can stay healthy. And I think we can beat the Chiefs. We should have beat them last season.
Talk your shit.
We were better than them. We were better than them. And we sold. We gave up the bag. Not this season. We're going to the Super Bowl. We are going to the Super Bowl. Like I'm not saying anything more, anything less. Kansas City knows what's up. They didn't win that game last season. We lost that game. Anyone who watched that game knew that we lost that game. They didn't win it. So let's run it back. Lamar understands what he needs to do. We have Derrick Henry. We have improved young receivers. What the fuck are we waiting for? Let's get this fucking Super Bowl. Like, let's get this fucking Super Bowl. I have no questions about it.
Can I ask you a question, Timmy? If you guys don't make the Super Bowl, does it make you start asking questions?
No, and let me tell you why. We talked about this earlier, Andy. I think Lamar Jackson's career mimics Peyton Manning's career very, very. It's eerily similar. Obviously not in play style, but in career trajectory. Peyton Manning had a very similar start to his playoff career. He struggled in the playoffs. I think he was less than 500. I think he started 0-2. I think he was 4-4 at one point. I think Lamar is 2-4 right now. So I'm not worried. Like, he's under 30 years old. I think when he hits that 30, 31, 32 mark, then I'm worried. But I don't. How old was Peyton when he won his first one? 31, 32, or something like that. So listen. I think if he wins one, all he has to do is win one, and he's a top 10 quarterback of all time. Like, all he has to do is win one, and he's a top 10 quarterback of all time. Seriously. So he's gonna get it done. He's gonna get it done. I
like the positive self-talk, man. I like you believe it.
I'm just being real. Like, listen, he's had a lot of unfortunate moments in the playoffs. Obviously, his first playoff game.
Yeah.
Me and Kenneth were together for that against the Chargers.
Hold up.
Yeah. He wasn't ready. That was it was too early for him. Against the Titans, he sold. He was awful. Against the Bills, he was awful.
You see this pattern real quick, right? I mean, I'm gonna
listen. And against the Chiefs, he didn't do what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that game against the Chiefs, though, was I put that more on the coaching than him because he's not calling those pass plays. Like, they should have been running the ball a lot more. I know we talked about this a lot throughout the course of the season. Temi, I was giving Lamar a hard time, mostly trying to just wind you up. But like, we obviously like, I do have doubts about Lamar in the big game just because I think you have to get it. I just have doubts about him as a passer of the football in those playoff games and those situations. Can he really get it done? And I think you saw a lot of that in the AFC Championship game. Not to say that he can't do it going forward, but I'm just gonna have to see someone beat the Chiefs before I ever think that someone's gonna beat the Chiefs. But I do think your roster is maybe the best in all of football. I love the Nate Wiggins pick. He's completely locked down. Saw that even in preseason. I think he's going to be so elite. Obviously pair that with Marlon Humphrey, then the best safety in football, probably, Kyle Hamilton. I do have concerns. I don't know how you feel about losing Mike McDonald with that defense. Like, he's probably the best defensive mind in football, in my opinion. But I think you have enough talent to override that. Obviously, Derrick Henry,
culture, baby.
Yeah, no, you can't doubt it too much. But yeah, I think you guys will win the division and get back to the conference championship game. I'm pretty confident that it's going to be a rematch. Yeah. But as I said, like, I can't pick anyone to beat the Chiefs. Like, I won't believe someone to beat the Chiefs until it's 0-0-0 on the scoreboard and someone else is.
I just think the NFL is to win 3 in a row in the NFL, to get to 3 in a row in the NFL.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It just doesn't happen. Like, like we saw, did Brady get to 3 in a row?
Yeah, right.
No, he never won.
He took a break.
I think
he never got to 3 in a row. He didn't. No.
It wasn't the Giants one. That was undefeated season. Yeah,
that was undefeated, but Brady never got to 3 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah, but like, Mahomes is that guy. If it's possible, it's possible. You know, with Mahomes.
I hear it. I just think that I'm more worried about. Listen, and we're going to talk about this right now. I'm more worried about Joe Burrow. I'm going to be real.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I think I think Bengals are sneaky good. Obviously, again, right, having a healthy Bengals season or healthy Joe Burrow season, that's going to be really interesting. I think I was thinking who's going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, and it's really Kansas City Bengals. I really like a lot. So
Brady did get to 3 in a row, by the way. He went 2016, 2017, 2018. The Falcons won. Then he lost to the Eagles. Then he beat the Rams.
So it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible.
That's fair. Okay.
But I think with the Chiefs, it's just last year was their defense was amazing, but the best part of their team was the worst they've ever had, and then they just
it was just the Ravens, man. The Ravens just sold, man. They should have never.
But how many times have we said
the Ravens sold
4 years in a row? It's selling.
I'm telling you, listen, we sold. I'm saying that as a Ravens fan, we sold. We sold.
Yeah, how many all those Patriots teams? How many times have those teams said,
listen,
we didn't win? They just win the game. They just always win.
Joe Burrow's back. Listen. It might not be me. It might not be me who stops it. I'm just saying, it might not be me.
Yeah,
but
no,
Joe Burrow's back.
Yeah, no.
Joe Burrow's back.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that real quick. Let's unpack that, because obviously, Jamar went through some stuff this offseason. I think he's questionable to start week 1. But that guy, the one outside of Patrick Mahomes, the one person I fear the most in the NFL is Joe Burrow. He has something that the other QBs just don't have.
Yeah,
he just does. I don't know what it is. You guys, Kenneth, Andy, CK, you watched him in college. I don't watch college football.
Yeah,
no. In college. He has something that I can't articulate.
He's real. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And that worries me. That worries me. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, he can't get hurt. He's got to play healthy. Obviously, he's got to be healthy. They got to get Chase. I don't like the. I mean, Chase is not really on a contract year, I guess. So that could be interesting though with T. Higgins and Chase kind of on a prove it year, not really though. They obviously they're running backs with Houston, right? The Texans now. So
yeah, Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon. That'll be interesting. But yeah, I agree. I think if we can have a healthy Joe Burrow. Bengals are always a problem.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, Temi, you got to worry about 2 guys. Lamar's got to worry about 2 guys. Peyton was able to break through because it was just him or Tom every time. But you're talking about Lamar, who's got one of those guys in division. Yeah. And even if he gets past him, the real big bad wolf is just waiting.
I mean, we haven't even talked about Josh Allen either.
Yeah, we haven't. We're going to get there.
It's arguable to say the AFC East is tougher than the AFC North.
You got Aaron Rodgers.
No way.
You got CJ Stroud lurking. You got Justin Herbert. The AFC is just
overrated division. Overrated division.
Dude, you got Miami, New York, and Buffalo.
New York is going to be terrible. They're going to be terrible.
I don't hear that at all, to be honest. I disagree a lot.
I don't know. I don't agree with you.
Why are people so sold on the? Oh, listen, we're going to get there. That's what? That's going to be the next division. Real quick, let's do.
Temi, that's a good segue. You guys tackle the East, hash this out, but I got to jump.
Yeah.
Pick a losing fantasy team. But
Andy's got
Andy.
Yeah, Andy, I appreciate you, bro. Andy, appreciate you. Listen, make sure to follow Andy on all socials, man. We're gonna listen. NFL is back. We're doing this stuff more regularly. CK, I didn't even know you were on to NFL time, bro.
Oh, of course, bro.
I didn't even know you were on NFL time. Okay, so I got CK in the tug too now. Nice. All right, noted. So Andy, appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you.
All right, boys. Good talking ball.
No running back. Go no running back.
Go no running back. Yeah. But
no Colts on my team. All right. Later, fellas.
All right, man.
Take it easy, bro. Alex Burge, where can I follow you guys? My brother, make sure to just follow me on this channel right here. Just sub to Wavy Temi _. We're doing a lot of NFL content. Obviously, this channel has been a soccer channel for the most part, but now we're expanding. We're doing NFL. NBA is going to be back in a month and a half, so we're going to be doing that soon too. So everyone, make sure to hit the like button. But yeah, let's go to over unders real quick, fellas. Let's go to over unders real quick. So I think we have the
AFC North.
AFC North. I don't know what just happened. I just lost my my props, but really. Oh, here we go. So the Baltimore Ravens over 10.5 wins over.
Smashing that. I might
Over.
I'm for sure actually betting that.
Easy. Yeah, I gotta bet that. That's an easy over. Cincinnati Bengals over 10.5 wins.
That's a tough number. I think I have them at 11-6, but yeah, I have them at 11.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm gonna go over too.
Yeah,
I'll say over, and then
they got a pretty weak schedule comparatively to everyone else in the division.
Yeah, and then Cleveland. Listen, Cleveland. Hey, Cleveland. Interesting team, man. I don't know what to make of them because of Deshaun and how bad he's been when he's played over the last year and a half.
Bad. Oh my god,
he's so bad. But
which is just weird.
We saw what they did last season with competent quarterback play. So
yeah, their defense is amazing.
They have this amazing defense. They have good skill position players. Over unders at 8.5. What are you feeling about that?
Let's see.
They can't all be over, right? Like
I have them going 8 and 9, so I'll take the under.
Under? Okay.
Yeah, I got under, and then Pitt.
They're just. I think this is the year it finally breaks with Mike Tomlin. I don't think he's going.
Are we saying no under 5, no 500, no 500?
I don't think it's possible, man. They don't have enough weapons. The quarterback play is going to be subpar.
He does, that defense is going to be amazing again, though.
Yeah, defense is going to be good, but I can't see it happening with those quarterbacks, man.
Yeah.
Maybe if they had gone Ayuk, but I don't see it.
It's going to be interesting. I don't know if Ayuk, because they got receivers. They got receivers in Pitt, you know.
Yeah, they got Pickens. They got Pickens. They got who's that other young boy they just drafted?
They stay with receivers, you know. So I mean, Ayuk would have been cool, but I think that defense is really going to be crazy. They just have such a hard schedule.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under this. Listen, CK, just so you know, I've always been Pittsburgh 500 minimum.
Like, yeah, no, they've been gone 5. I just think this is the year.
This is probably I've always been like they're gonna finish over 500. This is the year though, because quarterback controversy, not a lot of skill position talent.
Yeah, it's like Van Jefferson is your wide receiver too. Like I'm just not.
Yeah. I'm good off that, so I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna take the under on that one still.
Watch it still happen. Watch him.
He can't. It still happens. To be honest,
it's Mike Tomlin at the end of the day. It's Mike Tomlin. And listen, y'all talk about the AFC East. Let's talk about the AFC East, man. Because
let's talk about the AFC East.
What am I hearing about the Jets? The Jets.
First of all, I think their defense is probably going to be. It has the opportunity to be the best defense in the league, in my opinion. Okay. You obviously have Sauce Gardner, who last year was an All-Pro, and they didn't even because they literally didn't throw at him at all. Like I think he was in like bottom 2 or bottom 3% like thrown at rate because he's just locked down. You obviously have like CJ Mosley, and then the best interior tackle now that Aaron Donald's out of the league, and Quinnen Williams. So that unit is going to be crazy. And then we go to the offense, and I just don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to. Obviously, he's 40 years old, coming off an Achilles, which is always sketchy. But
like, wait, no, say that again. Say that one more time.
But he's Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers.
No, okay, The last time we saw Aaron Rodgers healthy, what did he do?
You're talking about last season?
No. The season before the Achilles, what did he do?
Okay, yeah, he's gonna choke to the 49ers. That's in his MO.
He was mid. He was mid. He was just the whole season he was mid, and he was.
Your part of that was MVP though, right? That was MVP your part, right?
No. He had the MVP season. Then the year after that, he had a mediocre season. Then he went to the Jets.
No, that's what I'm saying. So mediocre, but he just called off MVP too. Like I don't know, like sample size is pretty small.
They're gonna have an insane run game. Breece Hall is probably top 2, top 3 backs in the league. They have obviously good weapons. Garrett Wilson, like they bring in Mike Williams. They still have Alan Lazard. Conklin's an underrated tight end, in my opinion. The offensive line is obviously a question mark. Like they still have Tyron Smith. I think they picked up from Dallas. But he's on the latter half of his career. I think they have Vera Tucker on the other side. So I just think they're not going to be I just don't understand how they could just be bad. Like it just isn't really making sense.
They're going to be mid. They're going to be. That's my thing. They're going to be 7-8 wins.
No, I think they'll win 10
I think
games.
they were like that last year without Aaron Rodgers. And
Yeah.
so now they have Aaron Rodgers.
I'm predicting a regression of Aaron Rodgers. I'm predicting injuries. Like they added some offensive line depth, but it's old offensive line depth. We're pretending as if we don't know injuries happen. Like
it's definitely dependent on injuries.
I mean, you could say we can't analyze with injuries though. Like if you're gonna say like Lamar might get hurt. Lamar might get hurt next season.
I can absolutely predict that a 40-year-old QB might get hurt. An old offensive line might get hurt because that's what's been happening.
Okay, then you could say Derrick Henry might get hurt next season.
But history doesn't say that though.
Okay, but Aaron Rodgers had really never had a crazy injury until last season.
But he just popped his Achilles at 39 years old. He's gonna be 40
he's calm. It's off the ayahuasca. We're chilling. We're back.
Yeah, medicine, man. Medicine is good.
Tom Brady has duped us into thinking that quarterbacks can last this long. That's really what it is. Because when have we ever talked about QBs going into their 40s until Tom Brady?
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers is equally as in that talent tier. He's way more. He's one of those guys. He is one of those guys.
He is in that talent tier, but he hasn't been that guy for 3 years. So why should I believe he's going to be that 3 years? 3 years to his MVP season.
It's really like just 2 years, man. Like one mediocre bad year and then injury.
He had an injury season. Then he had the mediocre season. Then he had his MVP year.
But you're talking like he put on that much film. Like he had one so year and he was injured a year. So it's I don't know. I don't like your stat. I don't like what you're referencing, to be honest.
I just listen. The over under is at 9.5 under. I am smashing that under.
Slamming over.
What?
10
oh my days! I am smashing the under.
I mean, it's over. I think it's obviously highly dependent on injuries. Was highly dependent on injuries, but if they're healthy,
I think this is going to be one of those ones where we come back next season and be like, "Yo, Temi,
I'm just looking at his stats now. This dude was ridiculous, bro. 2020 threw 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions.
2020 though, 2020. We're gonna be in 2025.
I'm just saying. I'm just looking at his stats.
Listen. I'm not questioning Aaron Rodgers of
his history,
goat status. Like he's him. You know what I'm saying? But
no, I think it's one. I was so excited to watch them last year, and I was so sad when he got hurt because I thought it was going to be one of the best, just stories in the NFL. Because they had so many primetime games last year too. So I'm really excited to just see what it looks like this year. Whether he's amazing or bad, it's going to be a great watch regardless. I think they play Monday Night Football straight away against the 49ers. So it's going to be an insane test for him.
The NFL hates him.
It's just you tore your Achilles last year. Let's go up against the
Real quick, you also got to think, right? Buffalo. I think Buffalo is not going to be as good. New England's not going to be as good. New England's going to be bad, and then Miami as well. I don't think Miami's getting any better. So someone has to take those wins.
Yeah,
I think Buffalo. I still have Buffalo winning the division.
Buffalo. I think they're going to be just fine.
Yeah, they're going to be fine.
I think they're going to listen. What is their over under? Their over under is
10.5.
10.5.
Yeah, I have them winning
over.
I have them winning. I have them winning 12 games. Actually, I have them going 12-5.
They have Josh. It's Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen's just elite.
Listen. Lamar Jackson has been winning games with mediocre talent for forever.
They got a pretty crazy schedule too, though. They play the Niners. They play Detroit. They play the Rams. They play
the NFC West.
Houston, Baltimore, Kansas City. I think they're winning their division, right? But they got a crazy. They got a tougher schedule.
Wait. So if you think they're winning their division, so you think the Jets and the Bills are going to make the playoffs?
Yeah,
I have the Jets in the playoffs. Yeah, I have them as a 7th seed.
No,
I don't think that's that crazy. I don't think that's crazy.
Who are your other AFC playoff teams then?
So I have the Dolphins finishing ahead of them. Let's start.
Dolphins hype. You're saying you're gonna drink the Trevor Lawrence Kool-Aid, but I mean, I get Oh my god, the Dolphins are just so frustrating to me.
Listen, I don't think they're gonna do shit in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I don't.
first round exit, get smacked by the
First
Chiefs.
round exit, but regular season, they're lock.
Yeah, regular season from September to November, they're the best team in the world.
And that's all I need. That's all I need. That's all I need.
I hated the Tua contract. I hated it
No,
so
the Tua
much.
contract. Listen. All of those things I agree with. The Tua contract's awful. I don't agree with it. I think that in a playoff setting, they're not going to be very good. They can't play in cold weather. But we're talking regular season, okay?
Yeah.
I think regular season they're going to be right. They're going to be nip and tuck with the Bills. And what is their over under? Their over under is 9.5. Over.
I have them only 9. I have them going 9-8.
Okay, I have them over. So I have the Jets. I think the Jets over under was 10. Was it
10?
9.5?
It was 10, I think.
Was it 10.5? Yeah, I got that as an under. So yeah, I got the Dolphins finishing with 10 wins.
The Dolphins have the most talent, like ever.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, A-Chain, Mostert. Like
I just drafted A-Chain, by the way. Whew,
I have A-Chain too.
I just drafted A-Chain, baby. I'm hype about that.
I mean, their offense is insane. Their defense is still good. Jalen Ramsey and Javon Holland and all those guys as well.
Yeah,
so
man.
They're gonna be good. I just know what they are.
No, I hear it. I'm just, I just think, I think the Jets. I think a lot of people. First of all, I think a lot of people are thinking the same way you're thinking in terms of the Jets. A lot of people are high on the Jets.
I feel like a lot of people are low on them.
Really?
I've seen a lot of people.
I'm seeing a lot of Jets hype. I'm seeing a lot of Jets hype, man. I'm seeing a lot of Jets hype. Outside of Nick Wright, everyone likes the Jets.
Is Hassan Reddick gonna play, or is he just out?
That's a good question. That's a great question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
That kind of changes a lot because I'm looking at their like front four, and besides Quentin Williams, it's like pretty mid. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, bro. I'm just
Jermaine Johnson.
Obviously, the Patriots. There's no need to talk about the Patriots. We know what's happening there.
Yeah, instead, I do like Drake May though.
I haven't watched. I didn't watch. I heard his preseason went really.
I mean,
well.
I'm not gonna act like I was just like tapped into New England Patriots preseason.
I'm just saying.
I saw a few throws, and I was like, yeah, he's like pretty good. I think.
Yeah, people were saying this preseason was hype, but I'm not watching no Patriots preseason game.
No chance.
You know
I just saw some shit on TikTok. I formed my opinion off of that.
Bro, no, that's fair. Their over-under is 4.5 wins. I'm taking the under.
Yeah, I have them going 4-13.
I think 4-13 is yeah. I think 4-13 is right. Is
especially because Jacoby Brissett's starting the season, so that's just a couple L's right
away. Yeah, man. Poor Jacoby, man. You
just throw him in there when you're like
throw him in there when you need L's. Yeah. You just throw them in there when you need some fucking L's. That's a cold world, man. So listen, the AFC East. I think who said it was the most competitive division? By the way, who said that? Was that you, CK?
But I don't think that was me. I think
who said that?
It wasn't me.
Was it Andy? Was it Andy who said that?
I think it'll be an interesting division. I think it has a chance if the Dolphins are as good. If the Dolphins are as good as you think they are, and the Jets are as good as we think they are, and the Bills are also good, then it could be pretty competitive.
I think this is going to be a shitty, predictable ass division. I really do.
What do you think? What do you think? How many games do you think the Jets are going to win?
8 wins. Like I think they won 7 last year. Yeah, they'll get a game.
You think Aaron Rodgers is good for 1 win?
That's crazy.
At 40 years old, yeah. Wow. Absolutely. At 40 years old,
I hope he proves you wrong, Temi. I hope he proves you wrong.
I hope he proves me wrong too, man. Listen, I like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is one of my favorite quarterbacks, like of all time. He's genuinely one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. But he's 40, bro. He's 40.
I think if anyone's gonna do it, it's him.
All right, man. Off an Achilles? Come on, man. Y'all, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. I think we covered all the divisions, by the way.
Yeah, we covered them all.
Okay, so I think we covered all the divisions. This was fantastic, by the way. We have the NFC preview tomorrow. This was great.
Are we predicting this is way too early predictions, right? But who's representing AFC?
Yeah, so we'll let's do our predictions on who we think is going to finish top of the AFC. or who's going to come out of the AFC.
Yeah.
I'm predicting Baltimore. Listen, that's biased. Like, let's not sit here.
Fair enough.
Let's not sit here and act. But listen, it's not like I'm picking the fucking Patriots here. Like, this is the conference champions of, or the
Runners up.
whatever. The runners up of last season. Can we run it back? Can we run it back? I think we can. I think we can get our look back. I think we can get. Listen, I was in Baltimore that day. It was one of the eeriest days of my life. I have never experienced that in Baltimore ever. Like, it was, when that game ended, it was silence. It was dead silent. It was
serious quiet.
It was just eerie and scary and weird, man. That's all I gotta say. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling good though. Baltimore's gonna get it. What are y'all thinking?
Yeah, I got KC. I'm sorry, KC. CK, my bad. But I got KC. I think Bengals, again, very interesting. I would love to see Joe Burrow healthy in the playoffs. That could be really fun. But I got Kansas City. They're just Patrick Mahomes just takes his way too seriously, man. Like, he's real. And I don't think there's gonna be like some slump or the pressure is going to get to him. I think, they'll come out. So
yeah, I got Kansas City as well. As I said before, I got to see it to believe it with this team.
Wow.
I've been rocking with KC for a little bit. My team has been dire for like 4 years. So like, I've been living vicariously through Kansas City fans. They've been the team that I've like to watch. So I'll rock with them again. And I gotta see someone take them down for me to believe that they can lose.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. We got 2 Kansas City predictions. I'll ask Andy what he's thinking. But yeah, this was a great intro to the NFL season, guys. I appreciate y'all, first of all, for hopping on with me. Hopefully we can do more of these as the season goes on. I'm planning to do tons of NFL content. Listen, my soccer team is shit. I'm tired of talking about them. CK knows what's good. And CK, we need to have a conversation, by the way. We we need to have a conversation, but listen,
it's not the time.
It's not the time. It's not the time. But listen, guys, I appreciate everyone who watched today. We had over 30 people the whole time. So
CK, I gotta hear about that Kirk Cousins tomorrow, man. I need you on. I gotta hear about that.
No, I'm down. Same time tomorrow, NFC.
Yeah, same time. Listen, hey, CK, send me that selfie so I can get you on the thumbnail, man.
I got you. I got you.
Appreciate everyone who watched. Over 30 people on Twitter and on YouTube. So make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and everyone, we will talk real soon. Okay.
See you guys.
Deuces.